Tigilan mo kasi ang pagpapaganda sa social media, Ping Lacson. Kaya ka pinagkakamalang akla nitong si Senator Amy Marcos, ganito kasimple. Kung talagang meron kang ebidensya na itong si Martin Romualdez ginamit na pampronta itong mga diskaya nung bumili siya ng bahay dyan sa Metro Manila, dapat bago mo ichinismis sa mga Senate media, linatagan mo muna kami ng ebidensya. Walang yakang intrigera ka, maldita kang baklita ka. Diba, inuna mo pa yung katsismisan mo kesa doon sa tamang proseso na hiningan mo ng sworn affidavit yung kung sino man ang nagtsismis sa'yo yan, baklita ka, walang yan. Masyado ka kasing mahilig magpaganda sa social media, yan tuloy. Nabisto nila sikreto mo. Oh, mahilig ka pa, ano pala, ang favorite color mo pala, pink. Oh, kaya pala nagkakasundo kayo nitong si Leni Robredo. Oh, dito rin sa video na to pag-uusapan natin itong mga kabululan nitong si Marcos Jr. Mag-resign ka na kasi, sir. Mag-resign na ho kayo. Mantakin mo speech mo na, magpapasalamat ka na lang, nahihirapan ka pa, nagtatang twister ka pa. Diba? Yan ang epekto ng pulburon. Yan ho, hindi na ho mawawala yan. Hanggang magurgur na yung mama na yan, yung mga traits na yan, isasama niya na sa hukay. Hindi na mawawala. Forever na ho sa kanya yan, yung pabulol-bulol niya, yung patang twister niya. Yan na ho yan. Kahit na tumigil pa siyang magpulburon, forever na ho sa kanya na ganyan yung Marcos Jr. na yan. Kaya naman, Marcos Jr., mag-resign ka na. Di ba, kawawa siyang bayan ng Pilipino. Puro kabalbalan ang ginawa mo sa loob ng mag-aapat na taon ka na. Ano bang mga flagship project na nagawa mo? Di ba, kahit katiting na ginhawa sa sambayan ng Pilipino, wala kang binigay, puro perwisyo. Ngayon, panahon na naman ng mga kabagyuhan. O ano na naman naasahan ng ating mga kababayan. O, handa nyo na ho ha. Panigurado marami na namang magrarally sa baha dahil sa mga kapalpakan nitong si Bangag. Pero bago yan, isang like at isang subscribe. Masaya na ho tayo dyan sa mga gusto sumali sa ating community. Yung join button, nandyan lang ho sa baba. Ping! Ang suggestion ko sa'yo, tigil mo yung pagiging chismosa mo. Hindi makakatulong yan sa'yo sa Senado. At hindi makakatulong sa komite yung pagiging intrigera mo. Kung may ebidensya ka, unahin mo yung tamang proseso, hindi mo inaanunsyo sa media. Kasi parang sinabihan mo si Martin Romualdez, meron kang mga medyo loose end dito, meron kang medyo mga butas dito, ayusin mo na yan. Yun lang naman ang ginawa niya Kumbaga tinanggalan niya ng salawal yung hearing na ikakandak nila sa 19. Sa pagbubulgar niya ng kanyang mga nalaman. Parang inanunsyo niya, boss, speaker, alam ko yung ginawa mo. O ganito ganyan. O ito dapat mong gawin dyan. Di ba? Kasi one of this day, pagka hindi niya ilinabas yan, sinabi ko yan kay Senator Ping Lacson kung sino man na nagsabi sa kanya. Kaya kailangan niyang ilabas para masabihan yung amo niya na kailangan yung linisin yung mga dumi nyo kaugnay dyan sa mga binili nyong bahay na yan. Eto na mga kababayan, ano pa hubang meron tayo dito? Naku, matindi ito si Enrique Rason. Si Enrique Rason meron palang pagkawalang hiya itong mama na to. No? Wala ho siyang hiya, di ba? Ito ang banat niya dito kay Kong Miao. Wait lang ayusin lang natin to ng konti. Yan. Ito. Mahirap patulan ng siraulo. He is not worth paying attention to. Bakit mo kinasuhan? Anak ng toko. Sino siraulo sa inyong dalawa? Kung palang hindi siya worthy na pag-aksayan ng oras. Di ba? Bakit mo kinasuhan? Ito nagtatanong lang naman ako, hindi ko siya inakasahan na siraulo, di ba? Kasi mahirap na nang kakasuyan ng sa cyber libel yan. Ang atin dito, tinatanong ko, di ba? Meron naman tayong kasabihan, di ba? Kung talagang naniniwala ka na si Raulo itong si Congressman Barzaga, meron tayong kasabihan, pagka pinatulan mo si Raulo, anong kasunod doon? Mas si Raulo ka sa kanya, di ba? Meron tayong kasabihan ganun. Ngayon, sa pagpatol mo na yan, dito kay Congressman Miao, kung palang naniniwala kang si Raulo siya, ibig sabihin, mas si Raulo ka sa kanya. Hindi, kasabihan lang naman yun, pero hindi ko sinasabing si Raulo siya kasi mahirap na ng kakaso nga. Diba? Kasi kumbaga, ina-apply ko lang yung kasabihan nating mga Pilipino dito sa ginawa na to ni Enrique Rason. Pagka pumatol ka sa si Raulo, anong tawag sa'yo? Siraulo. Mas siraulo ka kasi pinatulan mo. Alam mo na siraulo. Kung naniniwala kang ganun. Ngayon, kung itong si Congress Miao, pinatulan mo, ibig sabihin hindi si Raulo. Kasi mapagkakamalang kang si Raulo pagka pinatulan mo siya, di ba, Enrique Rason? Yan ang problema dito. Di ba? Yan ang problema dito. Napikon ka sa bata. Di ba? Imbis na ganyanin mo na lang, ganitoin mo lang, marami akong pera dyan, di ba? Marami akong kaibigan sa House of Representatives, di ba? Ganyanin mo lang eh. Kahit si Puno, kahit si Congressman Puno lang, kayang pahirapan niya si Kiko Barzaga. Ginanyan mo lang, di ba? Marami akong kaibigan dyan sa Senado. Ginanyan mo lang. Di wala kang problema ngayon. Hindi ikaw ang napupronta sa media. Alam mo yan. Anak ng toka, unless na lang gusto mo maging presidente ng Pilipinas. Kaya ngayon, pumupustura ka, gusto mo maging laman ng mga pahayagan at mainstream media at social media, di ba? Pero sa tingin naman ho natin, ito si Enrique Rason, hindi naman ho siya si Raulo para pasukin mga politika, di ba? Okay na siya, nandun siya sa ika nga shadow na kung saan di umano, allegedly na mastermind dyan sa House of Sabi ni Congressman, hindi ako nakabase lang ito doon sa article ng Inquirer.net. Mahirap na, nang kakasiyan ng sa cyber libel. Di umano. Allegedly. Ito na, rekta ho tayo dito sa dito sa abogado nitong si Tambalutlot ha. Explanation kaugnay doon sa mga aligasyon nitong si Baklitang Chismosa. Game.
Good day. This is Ade Fajardo, a legal practitioner based in Pasig City. This is in reaction to reports linking former Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez to the Discayas through an alleged property purchase. Representative Romualdez has no knowledge nor involvement in the purported transaction. Representative Romualdez has not met the Discayas and has only heard of them based on what is being said in the media. As such, the claim in the report about using the Discayas as a front in a property purchase is outright baseless.
Nako.
As the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee resumes its probe on January 19, it is important to place on record what was clearly stated under oath.
Yung the way na magsalita siya, parang naririnig ko sa kanya si Martin Romualdez, di ba? Yung pag-deliver niya ng official statement ng kampo ni Martin Romualdez, pati yung pagsasalita ni Martin Romualdez, ginagaya niya. Aba, palakpakan natin tong si Sir. Malaki siguro ang bayad ni Martin Romualdez dito sa abogado na to. Pambihira, oo. Paldo tong si Sir, paldo.
In his testimony before the House of Representatives in September 2025, Mr. Curly Discaya categorically declared, I quote, "Gusto ko lang po linawin na wala po akong direktang transaksyon. Hindi po ako nagkaroon ng anumang klaseng transaksyon kay Speaker Martin Romualdez." End of quote. Mr. Discaya further explained that the Speaker's name was merely being used or name-dropped by others without personal knowledge, meeting, or transaction on his part. This sworn testimony is part of the official congressional record and directly contradicts the insinuations now being revived in public discourse. Let us be reminded that allegations cannot override testimony given under oath. Facts cannot be replaced by speculation.
Nako.
To quote Senator Lacson
Yan.
in an earlier media briefing, noise does not convict, neither does it indict, even who may be perceived as the most guilty in the flood control saga.
Yan, kasi itong si Pinky, puro kachismisan ng alam eh. Di ba? Masyadong, hindi naman ano bang mangyayari doon sa pagsisiwalat niya na pinampronta ang mga diskaya sa biniling bahay? Kakalkuhan. Sworn affidavit, deed of sale, 'di ba? Yung mga nakanotaryong deed of sale. 'Di ba? Dapat ganun 'yon. Para talagang malinaw, hindi yung laway lang ni Pinky. Anak na to, kadiri, laway ni Pinky. By the way, meron akong nakitang video nitong si Marty Rumwa, itong si Boboy Remulla, nakakadiri. Umubo tapos iyak. Kaya di ba, ganun na bunganga ang pinapaniwalaan ng mga pinklawan at dilawan. Yung bunganga na yun ni Boying Remulla, sa susunod na video, ipapakita ko sa inyo kung anong klaseng bunganga ang pinapaniwalaan ng ibang mga pinklawan at dilawan at yung mga Talyanista at Ensaymada. Bunganga pa lang nagmamanifest yung pagiging nakakadiri, no?
Only evidence does. End of quote.
End of quote.
Representative Martin Romualdez respects institutional processes and is confident that any fair and evidence-based inquiry will ultimately prove him right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Suplakin nyo yan, magsuplak. Paano kung talaga merong ebidensya itong si Pinky? Ang tag dito na etong si Marty Romualdez pinangpronta ang mga diskaya. Paano yun? O dapat ikulong na rin yung amo mo. Sa bagay, sa dami ng pera ni Marty Romualdez at dami ng impluwensya niya sa pamahalaan ngayong mga panahon na to. Next to impossible ang pagpapakulong dyan sa dyan sa tambaluslus na yan. Abang tayo next administration. Doon pa lang malamang doon pa lang makukulong yung mga magnanakaw na yan. Eto mga kababayan, rumekta ho tayo dito sa speech nitong si Marcos Jr. Game.
Thank you very much to the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Aboitiz Group of Companies, Mr. Sabin Aboitiz, for your kind introduction. Please be seated.
Parang kala mo nasa bahay ganyan. Please. Yung tipo yung tono niya, nagpapaka-polite siya, pero naman pala, berdugo naman behind the scene.
The officials and employees of Tsuneshi Group Corporation, led by President Katsushige Kambara, the Philippine Economic Zone Authority Director General Tereso Panga, Maritime Industry Authority Administrator Sonia Malaluan, for the victims of the landfill incident in Barangao, Binaliw, Cebu City last January 08. As search and rescue operations continue, we offer our prayers for the souls of the departed and strength to their grieving families. Transparency, accountability, and compassion. While this project is a product
Yan. Magbabasa lang pala.
of bilateral cooperation, it is that embraces cleaner fuels, optimal materials, and
Wala ka bang Brad? Wala ka bang speech na kung saan yung di ka magbabasa?
energy efficiency to strengthening the shipbuilding and ship repair industry by enhancing its incentives to encourage modernization, the adoption of
Hindi ko talaga niya kaya. Hindi ko talaga niya kayang magsalita ng dire-diretso ng walang binabasa. Epekto yan ng kakakoka niya. Diba? Kakapulburon niya. Flavor yun. Cocoa, chocolate yun. Kakakokoa. Sisingutin niya yun. Yung medyo kakagiling pa lang. Dito tayo. Rekta ko tayo dito kay Congressman Leviste. Tanggalan ko lang dito si Pinky. Hindi. Ito na lang tanggalin ko tapos lagay ko dito yung mga kachismisan nitong si Pinky. Lipat natin dito kay Enrique Razon. Na baliw daw. Itong si Raulo daw. Itong si Congress Miao pero pinatulan niya. Sino mas si Raulo sa inyong dalawa? Game!
And naririnig po natin yung mga kumpanya na Solar Philippines, while the other allegedly failed to meet its commitments. Not to mention Levise's supposed continued ties with the company despite his election. How does he respond to these accusations? Let's get on point with Batangas 1st District Representative Leandro Levise. Congressman, good to have you again. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Pinky, and it's always a pleasure to be interviewed by you.
Prior to your stint as a legislator, you delved into the solar industry business. And naririnig po natin yung mga kumpanya na Solar Philippines Power Holding Incorporated or SPPHI. Meron po yung SPNEC. I think this is Solar Philippines New Energy Corporation, if I'm not mistaken. And there is
Yes po.
SPSB. Ito po yung solar para sa bayan. Siguro, Congressman, to clarify everything, isa-isahin po natin what is your involvement, participation, or ownership of. Let's start with the first one because I think this is where it all started, Solar Philippines, which you founded in 2013. Please tell us more about this.
I have actually no longer day-to-day involvement in any of these solar power businesses. And the reason I entered politics was that I sold control of it to Meralco in December of 2023. And since then, have been focusing on my job as a congressman.
Okay. Pero kayo po, you founded Solar Philippines. I still want to talk about this because these are the firms that will keep coming up, sir. In 2013, ito po yung una niyong venture into the industry. Would that be correct, sir?
Yes.
The first project, I believe I looked into this, was in 2014. It was in the Central Mall in Binyan and then subsequently other malls.
Yes, and then a solar farm in Calatagan,
Right.
in Tarlac, and Nueva Ecija. And the Nueva Ecija project was actually the main reason that Meralco bought SPNEC in 2023. And it was also a listed company since December 2021. And your viewers who would like to learn more about the company, its continued operations, and its contents can search for the disclosures on the Philippine Stock Exchange website.
Okay. Intindihin po natin. So, nag-umpisa po kayo sa Solar Philippines. Tama ho ba, dahil sa Solar Philippines, nabuo o this allowed you to venture into a more ambitious project? And this was SPNEC. Am I getting it right, sir?
My first big project was a solar farm in Calatagan, Batangas during the Aquino administration, and then did the IPO for my company in December 2021 for the SP New Energy Corp, eventually as it was renamed. And then the main funding for the development of the SPNEC project was from the stockholders who saw the promise of a large-scale solar development, and the project actually was broken ground just the other year with no less than President Bongbong Marcos as the guest of honor. It has since been actually recognized as the largest foreign investment in an infrastructure project in Philippine history. I am no longer involved in the day-to-day operations of the company, but I wish all the best to the management and its public shareholders.
There are three companies, as I mentioned a while ago, Solar Philippines, SPNEC, and Solar para sa Bayan. Dito po sa Solar Philippines, you keep saying that you're not involved in the day-to-day operations. To clarify everything, sir, do you still own? Do you still participate? Do you have any involvement or connection with First Solar Philippines, sir?
Yes, as a shareholder and as a holding company of my shares in SPNEC, as also publicly disclosed on the Philippine Stock Exchange website, I do know the public disclosures of the company. There are also meetings updating on the company, but I am not actively involved anymore in the solar power business.
Apo. So shareholder po kayo sa Solar Philippines. And would it be correct, sir, to say that you still own part, or you're still an owner of SPNEC?
Through Solar Philippines
Okay, tama po. Oo.
indirectly because
Opo.
Solar Philippines Power Project Holdings is disclosed to be a shareholder in SPNEC. That is
Tama
correct.
po. Para pong siya yung mother company, si Solar Philippines, and then born out of that, I guess you could call it a subsidiary, supposed to be, was this SPNEC. Kaya po kahit papano, meron pa po kayong pag-aari sa Solar Philippines. And then dito po sa SPNEC, ito po yung Solar Power New Energy Corp under you. And then I believe that when it was, di ba pinagbentahan niyo po ang Solar Power SPNEC to the Meralco Group?
Yes, the company that was sold, by the way, just to get to the next point, is different from the company with a congressional franchise. There was a lot of chatter online that I
Right.
sold the franchise without congressional approval.
Right.
And I'm thankful that it has been corrected that I did not sell the franchise without congressional approval because the company that was sold does not own and actually does not deal with the company with the franchise.
Opo, iba po itong pinagbentahan, supposed to be, na sinasabi nyo ng franchise. Ang tawag po dito is Solar Para sa Bayan. I'm setting that aside for now, just so we both, at least the viewers will also understand where we're trying to clarify a lot of matters. So, ito pong SPNEC na parang subsidiary po ng mother company nga na Solar Corporation, ay ibinenta nyo po sa MGen or the Meralco Power Generation Corporation, I believe, back in, I think, 2023. At what cost? Because I'm seeing two amounts here. Is it 22 billion or 34 billion, Congressman?
The investment was in primary and secondary shares. With the primary shares, new shares are issued, so it doesn't go into my pocket, it goes into the company for the development of the project, which had since gotten foreign investment and bank financing with the president groundbreaking it in 2024. And the shares that I sold to Morocco are what I think various figures were quoted in public, but amount to around 18.2 billion.
Okay.
So there was 15.7 billion invested as primary by Meralco into the company, and 18.2 or so billion that went to me for my existing shares.
In other words, ang kinita nyo po individually, para po sa inyo, for you personally, was 18.2 billion.
Or by Solar Philippines Power Project Holdings, Inc.
All right, so 18.2 billion. With this, from Solar Power New Energy Corporation, was it changed to Solar Power Nueva Ecija Corporation?
It was Solar Philippines Nueva Ecija Corporation,
I see.
and it changed name to SP New Energy Corporation. And for your viewers who are not followers of the Philippine Stock Exchange, the main use of proceeds of the listings of the company were acquisition of land, and the main thing that Meralco paid for at the price that it did was around 3,000 hectares of land in the company.
Okay. So ito pong SPNEC, Congressman, again, your participation is your shares being still, what, is it right, the owner of Solar Corporation? Solar Philippines?
Solar Philippines owns shares in SPNEC.
Apo. And who owns Solar Philippines?
Me.
Okay. So meron pa ho yun. You own Solar Philippines, and because Solar Philippines has shares in SPNEC, kaya po parte pa rin po kayo nun. Do you see any problem with that, Congressman? Before we go to the third one.
Actually, I think it's the reason why pwede akong magsalita ng malaya tungkol sa DPWH dahil hindi ko kailangan mangurakot, and ako po ay actually hindi tumatanggap kahit ng aking sweldo sa Kongreso or MOE or anumang mga extra na ibinibigay. And I have fully disclosed this in my SALN, and I also refrain from any potential conflicts involving this. And I've also disclosed that I am in the process of increasingly being disinvolved from all these matters even more. But actually, very maingat po ako tungkol dito, and certainly ang aking ginagawa ay with the careful consideration on not only what is legal but also what is ethical. Importante po kasi sa akin na gagawin ko ang aking trabaho bilang isang mambabatas at ang aking advokasya nga po sa DPWH ay posible dahil ako po ay hindi financially dependent sa aking trabaho sa Kongreso.
The Department of Energy, Secretary Garin was saying that there is a penalty of about 24 or 26 billion pesos because one of your companies supposedly did not fulfill its commitment of so many, I think 12,000, would that be, I think it's 12,000 megawatts of electricity. Which one is this, sir? Which company of yours? Because there are three. There's Solar Philippines, there's SPNEC that you're still a shareholder because of Solar Philippines, and then there is Solar Para sa Bayan. Ito pong sinasabi ni Energy Secretary Garin that she canceled 17,000 megawatts from service firms, including 12,000 from Solar Philippines. That would be the mother company.
Unang-una po, napakataas ang aking respeto para kay Secretary Garin at ginagalang ko po siya kaya ayaw ko pong sumagot directly tungkol sa kanyang mga pahayag dito sa isang media interview. Ako po ay pwedeng magbigay ng opisyal na pagkahayag tungkol dito sa tamang forum pero I will answer your question generally, which is that I have shares in Solar Philippines, which has shares in SPNEC, which I am not involved in the day-to-day of, and I can leave it to the company involved to answer as appropriate regarding its communications with the DOE. But the undertaking, of course, is to be compliant with all of the laws and regulations, but that's, I think, best addressed by the company.
And which company is this?
Actually, sa totoo lang po, I'm not, again, actively involved in the company. So what the communications are with the DOE, I am not precisely privy to. It is something that I would like to look more into, but I am not involved actively anymore in the company.
But not to belabor the point, if the Secretary of Energy is saying that I'm canceling 12,000 megawatts because the company owned by Congressman Leandro Leviste, Solar Philippines, the mother company, failed on its commitment to provide energy. I'm assuming, sir, that is the company you own, which is Solar Philippines, and not SPNEC that Meralco had already purchased or bought from you.
I think that's not a conclusion we can make. But I'm not actually the one that is directly in communications with the DOE. It's something that I intend to look into more, but I assume that the company is communicating more with the DOE, and I understand there was also a disclosure on the Philippine Stock Exchange by SP New Energy Corporation earlier today, which I have
Right.
not studied, but maybe you could share with your viewers what the PSE disclosure of SPNEC says.
Yeah. We'll try to get that, sir, while we still have time and while we are on a break. I understand also that the SPNEC was also supposed to be, something was also canceled that they plan to appeal before the Energy Department. We just need to take a very short break. Were there show cause orders given to the company or issued to the company?
I think the company is best positioned to address that, especially SPNEC, which I am not, again, even actively involved in.
All right, let's go to Solar Para sa Bayan, SPPC. You were granted a 25-year franchise back in 2019 from both houses of Congress. This was also signed by former President Rodrigo Duterte. Sir, are you still the owner of Solar Para sa Bayan?
No.
So you divested?
Yes. And I would add also that the company, I think, was also publicly already reported to no longer be operational. So there's actually no franchise, if I'm not mistaken, that really would have any effect on anyone at this point. And what I actually learned from that is it's very difficult to start new endeavors in the Philippines because of they call it red tape or regulatory requirements. And even now that there is issues being raised about this
Okay.
now defunct business in the media, I personally think that it is discouraging for new investment and happens to coincide with the Philippine peso hitting an all-time low of 59.42 centavos.
As we reported a while ago. Congressman, if you are no longer the owner, that means you divested.
Yes, as I disclosed before, that as part of my entering public service, I am divesting from my businesses. I'm doing this to all of my solar power businesses, actually. But I think more important point is that this particular company is actually defunct and no longer operating.
Yeah, but the point also being raised is that if you divested, that should have gone through Congress.
No, because the company is no longer operational.
When was it not operational? When did it stop its operations, sir? And when did you
Actually-
divest?
It stopped operating many years ago. Like many years ago.
What year, sir?
Oh.
Would you remember?
Many years ago, because actually there was a law that was passed in 2022 that superseded the franchise which was approved in 2019. And frankly, I think there's no more public interest as regards this topic, and the public, I think, would want to know more about the flood control investigations, where, if I'm not mistaken, there were supposed to be many big fish that would be spending Christmas in jail.
Yeah, yeah. But this was also a very hot topic, Congressman, and you do know that. I understand that we can talk about that too, but from what I know and from where I'm sitting, they are saying that a franchise was granted to you through Solar Para sa Bayan, and that if you had divested or as just simply divested, it needed the nod of Congress. To be frank,
Yes,
I don't know the law that you're saying that actually superseded that particular
Yes.
RA at the moment, because that's where
And-
I'm trying to understand this.
And by the way,
issue.
ma'am, I also am not a member of the Franchises and Energy Committee because I'm careful to avoid any potential perceived conflicts. And maybe it would actually be helpful for me to be a member of those committees so that I could contribute to the level of discourse.
Yeah, but then also that could also be a cause of conflict of interest for you,
I
still
know.
being the
I'm-
owner of Solar
I'm-
Philippines.
I'm actually just commenting that some of the points that you're conveying have been raised are actually, I think, reflective of the need for a higher quality of discourse in these committees, with all due respect.
I see.
But I think most important point is that the company is defunct and stopped operating many years ago.
Yeah, but I hope you don't mind. I'm still asking you when. If that was yours, when was it defunct? When was it not operational? And then still begs the question, if you divested or sold it, why did it not get the approval of Congress?
No, because first it probably stopped operating 4 years ago.
4 years ago, okay.
Yes. And then it was not even fully operating before that because it was being legally questioned. And again, this is my learning from doing business in the Philippines, that when you're trying to lower, for example, the price of electricity paid by consumers, then there's many vested interests that want to stop a new venture, thus making it difficult to achieve that goal, which is why, unfortunately, that company did not succeed. But I'm thankful that the SPNEC venture succeeded, and I guess that's all part of the learning process. But my point on the franchise question is, number one, the allegation that it was sold without congressional approval,
Right.
as initially made to Meralco, was proven wrong. And then that it stopped operating also means then that there was, well, as you could also
I
check
see.
yourself.
Okay, so basically,
Ayun na nga mga kababayan, talaga kung ano lang yan, panggigipit lang dito kay Congressman Leandro Leviste, yung multa, yung pagbibenta ng di umanong prangkisa na hindi dumaan sa Congress. Panggigipit lang ho yan para mapatahimik siya. At balita natin, yung mga naiipit dito, kagaya ni Gardiola, yung mga mayayamang kontraktor, yung mga kumita sa mga flood control project, sila daw ho ngayon na nagpapalabas ng napakaraming sandamukal na pera para ika nga manipulahin ang naratibo sa social media at mainstream media. Kaya bantay ho kayo. Kaya kung kaya yung pagtanggol sa social media, itong si Congressman Leviste, pagtanggol ho natin para ika nga ginagawa ho niya ang parte niya para ika nga makatulong sa ating bansa at tayo hong mga nagbebenepisyo dito ngayong mga panahon na to dahil nabubulgar ang mga kalokohan itong mga politiko na to. Ano ba naman yung share o magkomento ho tayo sa mga sa mga post na kung saan ibinabanata nitong si Congressman Liang. Mahalin ho natin ang Pilipinas.